Welcome to today's Catholic Daily Readings from Christus Dominus Bread of Life. A reading from the book of Ruth. Now her husband Elimelech had a kinsman, a powerful man and very wealthy, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to her mother-in-law, "If you order, I will go into the field and gather the ears of grain which escaped the reaping hand, wherever I will find favor with the father of a family, who will be compassionate to me." She answered her, "Go, my daughter." And so she went and gathered the ears of grain after the completion of the reaping. Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen to me, daughter. Do not go to gather in the field of another, nor depart from this place, but join with my maidens and mark the field where they reap, and follow them. For I have instructed my servants not to trouble you. And also, if you thirst, go to the vessels and drink from the waters, from which my servants also drink." She fell upon her face, and reverencing on the ground, she said to him, "How did I deserve to find favor in your eyes, so that you would take note of me, a foreign woman?" And he answered her, "Everything has been reported to me, what you have done for your mother-in-law after the death of your husband, and how you left your parents and the land of your nativity, and you came to a people you did not know before." And so Boaz took Ruth, and he accepted her as his wife, and he went into her. And the Lord granted that she would conceive and bear a son. And the women said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not permitted your family to be without a successor, and may his name be called upon in Israel. And he will be to you a restorer of life and a provider in your old age. For she who was your daughter-in-law, who loves you, who is better to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him." And Naomi, taking the boy, placed him in her bosom, and she carried him, and she was a nurse to him. And the women of the neighborhood were congratulating her, and they said, "A son has been born to Naomi." They called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David.
See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Blessed are you who fear the Lord, who walk in his ways. For you shall eat the fruit of your handiwork. Blessed shall you be and favored. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Your wife shall be like a fruitful vine in the recesses of your home. Your children like olive plants around your table. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Behold, thus
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Then Jesus spoke to the crowds and to his disciples, saying, "The scribes and the Pharisees have sat down in the chair of Moses. Therefore all things whatsoever that they shall say to you, observe and do. Yet truly do not choose to act according to their works. For they say and do not do. For they bind up heavy and unbearable burdens, and they impose them on the shoulders of men. But they are not willing to move them with even a finger of their own. Truly they do all their work so that they may be seen by men, for they widen their phylacteries and enlarge their fringes. And they love the first places at feasts and the first chairs in the synagogues and greetings in the marketplace, and to be called by men Rabbi. But you must not be called Rabbi, for one is your teacher and you are all brothers. And do not choose to call anyone on earth your father, for one is your Father who is in heaven. Neither should you be called masters. For one is your master, the Christ. Whoever is greater among you shall be your minister. For whoever exalts himself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself shall be exalted." Join us for today's reflection. The new CEO just started, and within 2 weeks everyone knows he's different. No reserved parking spot, no executive dining room. He eats lunch in the cafeteria with whoever happens to be there. He knows employees' names, asks about their kids, and when someone suggests he wear a tie to board meetings, he laughs and says, "I'm not here to look impressive. I'm here to do the work." The board loves him. The employees respect him. The only people complaining are the middle managers who built their authority on titles and corner offices. Leadership through humility isn't just a nice idea, it's revolutionary. And it threatens everyone whose power depends on looking important rather than being useful. Ruth understood this instinctively. She could have leveraged her tragic story for sympathy, demanded special treatment as a grieving widow, or used her foreign status to excuse herself from responsibility. Instead, she quietly went to work in Boaz's field, gleaning leftover grain like the poorest of the poor. When Boaz noticed her and offered protection and provision, it wasn't because she promoted herself. It was because her character spoke louder than any title could. But here's what's fascinating. Ruth's humility didn't keep her invisible. It made her irresistible. Boaz had heard about her loyalty to Naomi before he ever saw her face. Her reputation for kindness and hard work had traveled ahead of her. By the time she entered his field, she wasn't just another laborer. She was someone everyone was talking about. Not because she demanded attention, but because her actions commanded respect. Jesus understood this dynamic perfectly when he watched the scribes and Pharisees. They had built an entire system of religious authority based on looking spiritual rather than being spiritual. They wore special clothes, demanded honorific titles, and took the best seats at every gathering. They worked harder on appearing holy than on actually helping people encounter God. The devastating irony is that their strategy backfired completely. The more they demanded respect, the less they deserved it. The more they insisted on their titles, the more obvious it became that they had nothing else to offer. Their desperation for recognition revealed the very insecurity they were trying to hide. Jesus cuts through all of this with surgical precision. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. This isn't just moral advice, it's a description of how reality actually works. Authentic authority flows to people who serve rather than demand to be served. Real influence belongs to those who make others successful rather than using others to make themselves look good. Ruth's story proves this principle beautifully. She wasn't trying to gain status or security when she committed herself to caring for Naomi. She was simply doing what love required, one day at a time, but her faithfulness in small things positioned her for blessings she never could have manipulated or demanded. She ended up not just surviving but thriving, not just finding a husband but becoming part of the lineage that would produce King David and ultimately Jesus himself. The psalm captures this perfectly. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him, not those who promote themselves, not those who demand recognition, not those who leverage their positions for personal advantage. Those who fear the Lord, who understand that true greatness comes from serving something bigger than themselves. But notice what Jesus isn't saying. He's not advocating for false humility that refuses to use gifts or accept responsibility. He's not promoting doormat behavior that lets others walk all over you. Ruth was humble, but she wasn't passive. She worked hard, spoke up when necessary, and positioned herself to receive Boaz's kindness. She just did it all without demanding special treatment or requiring others to recognize her worth. The scribes and Pharisees made the opposite mistake. They confused position with purpose, title with effectiveness, appearance with reality. They wanted the honor that should come from serving God and others, but they wanted it without doing the actual work of service. They wanted the reputation without the character that earns it. This is the temptation that destroys leadership in every generation. We start wanting to do good work, but somewhere along the way we become more interested in getting credit for good work. We begin serving others, but gradually we expect others to serve us. We pursue influence to help people, but eventually we use people to maintain our influence. Ruth's path is completely different. She gained influence by giving it away. She earned respect by respecting others. She found security by making someone else's welfare her priority. Her greatness came not from demanding recognition, but from being so consistently kind and dependable that recognition found her. The most dangerous part of Jesus' warning is how easily we can slip into Pharisee behavior without realizing it. We start monitoring whether others appreciate our contributions. We get irritated when someone else receives credit for work we helped with. We find ourselves expecting deference because of our experience, education, or position. We want people to know about our sacrifices and service rather than just being content to serve. Ruth never seems to struggle with any of this. She works without complaint, serves without keeping score, and loves without demanding reciprocation. When blessing comes, she receives it with gratitude rather than entitlement. She seems to understand something the Pharisees missed. The goal isn't to be recognized as great, but to actually be great, regardless of who notices. The question Jesus leaves hanging over all of us is simple. Are you building your life on substance or image? Are you working to be impressive or to be useful? Are you serving others to help them succeed, or serving them to make yourself look good? Because the path you choose will determine not just your reputation, but your soul.